Episode 82, Thoughts and Friends podcast, the Anton Randall L episode of the podcast. We finally got here. On today's episode, NBA free agency has kicked off. Kevin Durant wants out. The Knicks make a big splash. College football has a few shakeups. Kyrie Irving still doing Kyrie Irving stuff, and much, much more.
Yeah, we got
Russ?
a full pod, a lot of news. The dust has settled on the NBA draft. Not much more to say on that, to be honest. We covered a lot of it on our live show. If you missed any, we did a live watch along with the draft. If you want any takes on the fly or to watch us in pain eating a hot chip, you can watch that episode on the YouTube. But yeah, we can get into free agency. Durant is top of the mind. You wanted to talk? Let's talk about that video before we start free agency.
First, just quick NBA draft. Draft grades, very stupid. I would imagine most of the people that are doing the grades also think they're stupid. It's a good way to get people to click and watch your thing, but it's stupid exercise regardless. Okay, so this video, it's on Twitter. Hopefully I remember to put it in the description or something so you can watch it. But effectively, it went semi-viral-ish. I don't know if it's a TikTok or Twitter video originally. It's a woman talking to camera, and she is detailing her husband who goes to pick up basketball regularly, and she is flabbergasted that the operation works, that people will just go up to other people, say, hey, I'd like to play basketball with you. Do you, random stranger, want to play basketball with me? And then they play. They referee themselves. Whenever the game's over, the team that loses goes off and the other people go on, and it seems to all work pretty well. And now that I think about it, I guess I never really thought about it. It is kind of a minor miracle. It's one of the last things left where you would actually willingly talk to a stranger.
Yeah. And especially in 2022, we're approaching other humans. We're asking them to join us in a endeavor, and it's a beautiful thing. When she was talking about it, she was stunned that men from around the city, around the area, come to one place to play basketball together, and it really just kind of works out. There are rules, there are orders of operation. You get your team, you call next. She mentioned that you call next, and you have an order. Nobody really writes anything down. I have seen, like, one time there was like a board, like you put one person's name on it maybe, and you just have like an order to keep track if there's a lot of teams. But in general, you just kind of wing it. You kind of go with it. Everyone knows they're next. We're after them. You play. We were talking. You said there's a lot of arguing sometimes on fouls, on who had what points, what's the score. For the most part, you lose, you go off, you get back in line, and it really it's a finely tuned machine, and it's truly beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect because you can get in some pretty horrible situations where you're spending more time arguing than you are actually playing, which is never great. You always
check up.
If there's if there's a big run of people, there's always one or two guys that are arguing about every out of bounds. Like, if you're arguing out of bounds in a pickup game,
let's figure it out.
No one knows.
No one knows.
Would you rather stand here or would you rather play? Like, that's one thing I never understand. It's like, my thing is just shoot for it. If we don't know, neither of us know. We'll both admit we don't know. You are the one arguing. If you make the shot, you can have the ball. That's fine. Let's just
that's fair, and that's
going.
Fair. I'm cool with that.
People waiting. Let your game do the talking.
Yeah, and that's what pickup's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I really wish there was a better pickup scene in Chicago that I was aware of. I'm sure there's a few spots. I'd love to get an outdoor game going.
I went to a court the other day. Was not enough. Played 21. Was not enough people to play 5-on-5, which was upsetting. I fucking hate playing 21. It's.
I don't like it either.
It's fine. It's better than nothing. One. Good God, am I out of shape? And does basketball require more, wind than you remember?
So in general, your prime of your athleticism and shape, would you rather go to a run that is like a nice court and you play full court 5-on-5, or would you rather play half court or try to do like a 4-on-4 half court? What's your preferred style of play?
I would much rather play full court. I feel like, in my opinion, if you don't have really, really good players, a half court game just gets so congested. It ends up being an absolute rock fight.
Yeah, that's true.
There's just more scoring. The games are going to end faster. It's better.
Definitely true. The games would end faster, but for the most part,
but I mean, if I'm out of shape, obviously, like half court all day.
That's
but
what I'm
if
saying.
if I'm in good shape, full court all day.
Over half of the people that show up are in bad shape, so it turns into like a cherry picking kind of gross. Yeah. That sucks to me. I mean, but full court's the move.
It's all dependent on the other people. It's all dependent on the people playing. Yeah. If you get a decent run and there's 2 or 3 of those people among the 10, it ends up being fine.
Yeah, it's tough to find a group of 10 people to do anything really. So you take what you can get. Take what you can get.
If you could, if you have to go to a court right now, run the courts, you're taking 4 NBA players with you, and I want you to think, not only are you trying to win, but you also want to have a good time. You don't want to see James Harden dribbling the air out of the ball. You don't want, we want the ball to be moving. We want to be, playing some D, but at the same time, I don't want to come off the court. I guess my question is, who are the 4 most fun players to play with, you think, in the NBA?
So my mind didn't go there. My mind went to instantly who's going to win the most. And for whatever reason, my first thought was Rudy Gobert.
That is honestly a good one because he doesn't need the ball. He's going to play his role.
Doesn't want to score. He's just going to beat the shit out of anything comes to the rim. And he's going to dunk occasionally. That'll be cool. That'll get the people going. He'll throw down some dunks. Maybe I'll look cool throwing him an oop. That'd be fun. And then the other one that just goes against everything that you just said was Kyrie. He's like the best, but he's like the worst guy ever.
This is awesome.
Yeah, he's like no one would stop him. We would just wreck people, but he would not be a good time, and he probably wouldn't pass to me very much. I mean, you could just say like the best players, but if we're having fun, I don't know. Who do you think?
I mean, if we're talking among the NBA elites, I got to imagine Jokic would be an absolute blast to play with. Although you're probably getting passes off the side of your head that you wouldn't even realize are coming to you. You're probably going to feel like an asshole because you're going to drop like 10 passes that he throws to you. You're not going to have your hands ready. He's just going to smoke you in the nose. But he would be incredibly fun to play with, I imagine.
Steph is an unselfish guy.
Yeah, Giannis is just good vibes. It seems like a very nice man.
I mean, you could just say like Giannis, Durant, and like just have the best 5 players in the league. But
how about some who a little lower down the totem pole would be a good guy to run with? Josh Giddey, maybe. Josh Giddey,
yeah,
be a good guy. Get everyone involved, run the show.
That's a great one. We're going to talk about him in a little bit, but DeJounte Murray might be a good pick. Very good passer. Awesome defender. Plays he's that would be a fun
Trae Young. I mean, also good passer.
True, he's a ball hog though. He would shoot a lot.
He's your classic pass to get assists. Doesn't pass just for the sake of passing.
That's true. He does get a lot of assists, but
he's like passing. Everyone knows that guy. If you play with a good guard, and they're like, "You'll only pass to me if you think I can immediately score after," and you get credit for an assist.
You blew my assist. Dude, go fuck yourself.
Who gives a shit?
I mean, sorry,
that is not important. Yeah, not important. You shouldn't be keeping track of your stats or playing pickup basketball. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Although you do got to keep, because the argument's going to happen. You do got to keep how many buckets you got.
That's true.
I got 1. I made it.
But if you're keeping track of your assists in a fucking pickup game, relax. Yeah, 3 blocks, 2 steals.
You think assists? You want to play with like Marcus Smart or Grant Williams taking charges and pickup? You think you like that? Kyle Lowry, that'd be fun.
Oh, Kyle Lowry is absolutely the guy that is bitching about every call. He's yelling that it's out of bounds.
It wasn't off me.
Chris Paul, another guy. What an absolute nightmare to play pickup with, I would imagine.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of some good, like, I don't know why Tyler Hero I'm trying to like good one-on-one players. He can pass a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to think
Tyrese
of not
Halliburton would probably be a
stars.
good
Yeah, I thought of
teammate.
Halliburton too.
He'd be a good teammate. Good, plays a role. Good all-around player. Drew Holiday, another
Yeah,
guy.
Drew Holiday's a great one.
Be fun times. Just
I just
really
want to
the
get
perfect pickup point
like
guard, honestly.
I just want to get like the all NBA defensive team and just make it a nightmare. That'd be fun. And are we playing? We're just playing like average, just Joes, just people that show
Well,
up.
yeah, I guess you assume you're up against similar talent, obviously.
Well, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Your team against my team. We're guarding each other, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm open.
standing,
Nope. You got it.
hanging,
Good shot.
hanging out in the corner, hanging in the corner.
Hey, good shot. You got it. Boy.
No, Kyrie. No, it's a good shot. It's a good shot.
Hey, Trail. I'm here.
Yeah, a lot of
I
trails.
got your help. Oh, nope. He blew by me, and then he blew by me also. Oh, yep. Somehow blew by me on the help. That seems aggressive.
Yeah. I think sneaky Gobert. That would be a lot of fun. Not a lot of buckets.
That's the direction I
make him
think about.
Make him make deep shots. Make him make contested long twos. It's the way of the league. Corner threes. Make him shoot contested long twos.
I agree.
I'm the Steve Kerr pickup. I'm a schemer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. People have called you coach of a generation.
Some are saying
coach sounds terrible. Anyway,
yeah.
You said Kyrie, the Brooklyn Nets. What the fuck?
You've done it again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
It's impressive.
So quick.
It's
so
completely different ownership groups, and completely different organization from head to toe. And it is, I mean, not an exact carbon copy because there wasn't really a trade involved in getting these guys. We're talking about
there was
the
though
previous versions where they had Joe Johnson, Kevin Garnett. Is that what we're talking about or no?
Yeah, where they gave up
a
bunch of but they gave up a bunch of stuff.
Gave a bunch of stuff to get them. Then basically had to tear it all down, restart. They built up a nice little culture, had some winning guys, and they just said, fuck it, we're just going to get rid of all these guys. We're just going to get KD and Kyrie. A decision that I don't think any of us said was a bad decision because that's how you win, is getting guys like that. We could have foreseen that Kyrie would have been a little bit of a loose cannon, but I don't think you would have expected anything to this degree.
They don't have any of their picks. Do you realize that, right? They did the exact same thing. Like they're so fucked again. Like they're going to lose these two players and they can't even tank for half a decade because they don't have their pick. It doesn't matter. They don't have their own picks.
Yeah. They traded them all for James Harden, who was there for not even a full season.
Half a season. And they got Ben Simmons out of it.
Then they got Ben Simmons in return.
I think
did they get picks back from Philly? But like those Philly picks, they're not going to matter. They're going to be good.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think they might have. Yeah,
they would almost
they
had to.
They
right?
had to have. Yeah.
But it's funny to me that I made this observation because we're going to talk about the Knicks here in a little bit. They've done what the Knicks would kill to have done what the Nets have done twice now since 2011. So basically since the LeBron free agency, the Knicks have been trying to do this. And they've been rumored to do this. They've been photoshopped into doing this, and they've fallen flat on their face. And the Nets have done it twice. They've built it up, torn it down 2 separate times now in that time frame.
So fast. That went to shit so fast. Like a year and a half.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it's over. You're over for a decade. You're done.
KD's played there 2 seasons, been a member of the team for 3, right? 2018
lost to the Bucks.
18-19 was his last year on the Warriors. So
lost to the Bucks and then lost to the Celtics this year.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, you just had to kind of see that this probably wasn't the move for KD. You knew it was like I want to make my own team thing, and it's pretty apparent at this point. Like you just don't want to hitch your wagon to Kyrie Irving. You don't want to have to rely on Kyrie Irving to get you anything because
or James
he's not going to fulfill that at all. I mean,
No,
you could. It's crazy. You can rely on James Harden tenfold more than you can rely on Kyrie, which is insane. Like James Harden at least plays, he at least shows up and is on the court.
Yeah, Kyrie did play in the playoffs, and he was fine.
He had one good game, 3 pretty poor games.
He is an NBA champion.
Yeah, that's the man. If they lose that in 2016, he skates on that. And not that he's not good. I'm not saying he's not a talented player. He's one of the 25 conservatively most talented, most best players in the NBA.
I would say talent alone, probably higher, probably top 20
conservatively 25. But that type of player is rare, elite.
Yeah, he's not 24. He's not 24 anymore.
No, he's almost 30.
He is 30.
He's been very bad in the playoffs since he left Cleveland. He's either just not shown up literally or, figuratively. Like, you remember that Bucks series when he was on the Celtics and he was just like going rogue? He's like, guys, I'm going to guard Giannis. We're like, no,
you shouldn't.
But I'm the best player. Yeah, but you're also 6'1", so
you can't. You just can't. It's okay. You can't. No one can, especially you.
The other's time, whenever they were going to face Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he's like, actually, I'm hurt because I don't want to have to go to Cleveland and play games, so I'm just going to sit out. And then Game 7 on our home court, we're going to play the Cavs. I'm just not even going to come to the game.
God, just like literally not in the arena.
That's insane. I mean, that doesn't get talked about enough. He just didn't show up. He just didn't even come.
No, I'm good.
Like
continues just to get $35 million a year.
I cannot imagine a team signing him or not. I mean, he already signed. It's
Dallas is after him, wants him. It is just 1 year, which I guess it's kind of a prove it.
So that makes it a little bit more appealing. You can just get him and dump him. And for Dallas, that kind of makes sense. They desperately need someone to go along with Luka.
They do.
I guess it does. For a year, I guess. But I'm with you. Like, I don't want to be wasting any years of Luka's prime, especially with a circus like this. It's obvious that they need some talent next to him. They need another guy. The
fit is just not. I don't.
Yeah. Both of them need the ball. Kyrie seems probably pretty disinterested in not playing with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he's not.
He played with LeBron. Like, the parallels between the way LeBron and Luka operate. Yeah, but I mean, the way those two operate as like a center of an offense is kind of similar.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was back when LeBron would guard the best player, and it was good to have him take possessions off on offense, and Kyrie could kind of one-on-one and run a lot of usage and pick and roll and stuff. But if Luka can do it, we're gonna have him have the ball probably. Like, that's just a better option.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be strange also because we're in an awful free agency class. There's really no stars to be had. It's
really bad.
No big stars to be had. So the market for a Kyrie and a KD the market for KD is always going to be high, but the market for a Kyrie is much higher than it would normally be.
Let's transition into Kevin Durant, because I am fully aware that he is. Well, this is a separate thing. It's wild that he is going to get his way because he's got 4 years locked in. It's why few people can do this, but
NBA's lawless now. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter.
I get that he's locked in for 4 years, and man, I thought he was older than that. I feel like someone's going to make a mistake. I get the right now is important. The next year or two is important. I feel like the price for Kevin Durant is going to be the biggest of any trade ever, I would assume.
So the Davis trade, I don't know if it'll be bigger than that. That was monstrous what New Orleans got back for Anthony Davis.
It was Ingram. It was
Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and I want to say 4 or 5 first-round picks, which is aggressive. I don't know if they'll get that, but it'll I don't know.
Dude, it'll be big.
I'm telling you. So here's the thing is maybe they will be able to tank because if they get all these picks for Durant, my whole thing is if you're these other teams, if Kevin Durant's going to hold out and not play, and you're the other team's like, I know he wants to be traded. Why am I going to give you anything? This is your problem. He wants out. We have the leverage here. You have no leverage in this situation. You have extra leverage that he is under contract, I suppose.
Yeah. I get that they're going to get a massive, but you can't call his bluff at this point. It's not going to work. Even if he does come back and play, you're not going to win. You just have to cash in and get this huge haul for him. But I think it could be similar to, so like the Suns. The Suns were one of the Suns and the Heat is what I've seen as his preferred destinations. What a shocker. Both 1 seeds. The Suns, if they give up, so to match the money, DeAndre Ayton in a sign-in trade, Ayton and Bridges and like 2 or 3 firsts, like I think that's comparable to, I mean, that's a huge, massive pack. I mean, like Bridges has come a long, long way. He's a really good wing, awesome defender. Ayton is kind of getting shit on a little bit. He's an awesome player, good defender.
I think he's just getting shit on by the Suns. The Suns are stupid for not. It is bizarre to have a guy, a number 1 overall pick, who last season, when they made the finals, we were like, is he one of the 20 best players in the NBA, period, regardless of position? And you wouldn't have been crazy for thinking that. No, he's somewhere between 40 and 20, which is really good. And he's 22 years old. To not max that guy and hang on to that asset and just let him walk is insane and grounds to make that guy sell the fucking team.
Inexcusable. I don't think there's any way he's on the team. People are seem like they're giving him a hard time because he didn't like that he didn't get his extension. I mean, he has every right to. He played well.
Fuck them. I deserve it. Fuck you. Someone else will give me this money.
Yeah,
if you're not going to give it to me, fuck you.
I don't understand why they would let him go, but I think it's possible that he would be the centerpiece. I think we can get into some options. He's the best player available in a trade. I'm trying to think of other.
Okay,
Zion. We could
a bunch of hypothetical.
That's one of my favorite interest ones because Zion for Kevin Durant and obviously a pick or 2 make some money work, but as the centerpiece, Zion for Kevin Durant is interesting.
It is. That was one I did not think about.
Because just without Zion last year, they gave the Suns a very good series. They were very good, have a lot of good pieces. I think they would be championship contenders with Durant added to that roster. And I think he would probably be the biggest piece. But, I mean, outside of that, Ayton is as good as you're going to get when the guy asks for a trade. And I think that's realistic. What's your favorite or most likely anywhere you want to go with the Durant trade?
The Suns makes the most sense. I want to start off by saying that. Ayton and Bridges, in terms of a realistic package, is about as good as you're going to get. I would be surprised if New Orleans traded Zion for him because, like, if you add Kevin Durant to that New Orleans team,
I don't know, dude. Pretty good.
They are. The timeline is iffy because, everyone on their team besides McCollum and him at that point would be still very young. And if Kevin Durant gets hurt and Zion pops, I'm going to feel pretty stupid about this because here's the other thing to keep in mind. Kevin Durant was very good last year, but he showed himself to be a little more human in the playoffs this year than he has in years past. That's what I'm
saying. I think you think it's realistic too that it could be Ayton and Bridges and then at least 2 first. What else would be in that, do you think?
It's probably some picks. Those 2 alone is a pretty hefty haul.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if the juice is worth that squeeze. Those are good play. I mean, if they're already out on Ayton, which is fucking ridiculous in the first place, that's already something that he's already like a sunk cost at this point, it feels like. So adding him as a centerpiece of the trade to get Durant would make a lot of sense. But just like on paper, those 2 players, for a guy that asks out, I mean, that's a shitload to give up. Those 2 are really, really good players, plus picks on top of it. I don't know, man. Seems like a lot, but it's Kevin Durant.
Especially like a year from now, Chris Paul's about cooked. Maybe Durant looks not great next year, and then you got Booker and Cam Johnson, and that's kind of it.
All of a sudden,
kind of out of players.
You've netsed yourself. You got all these picks and pick swaps, and you're Chris Paul gets hurt again. Durant, the knee, the Achilles.
Here's one, and I don't think either party does this, but I am going to ask you, and I'm going to ask you to sit down in the chair, put on the tie here.
I would love this job. Let's go. I'll answer the phone.
This team was very close. Is very close. Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant.
Jaylen Brown?
Do you hang up the phone?
We're not
Kevin
close.
Durant get you there?
We're not hanging up that phone. That's for sure.
So like Kevin Durant and Al Horford to make the money work. Maybe not. If I'm Boston, I'm not giving you any fucking picks. Jaylen Brown's the sixth.
That's what I'm saying. Like even the Suns, even with like these.
I would put, I don't know. Ayton's pretty good. I would put Jaylen Brown in like a tier above Ayton because, like, I think I would value the wing. Yeah, and I think Brown has a lot more room to become like a number one, and DeAndre Ayton will probably never be a best player on a championship team.
Probably not. I don't think Jaylen Brown would be either. But
I think, I think he has a lot of untapped potential.
Okay. I'm not hanging up the phone, but yeah, you can probably go fuck yourself on some picks.
Yeah, I'd probably still say no. Because I don't really, Kevin Durant does, he solves your problems, obviously. He solves a lot of problems that you have. I don't know. If Kevin Durant is in that Jaylen Brown slot in that series last year, is the outcome different? I don't know. Probably. I don't know.
Jaylen Brown really shrunk in a few games. He was awesome in a few games, but you pretty much know the level you're going to get from Durant. I don't know, man. Oh, what a 6-series Warriors Celtics would be if Durant was on the Celtics. Just all the storylines.
We have to get a series where he plays the Warriors. That's the only thing I ask at any of this. I don't go. The Nets are going to suck, so the Nets aren't going to make the playoffs. So that's out the window, and I don't really care about that. The Heat, I didn't really make it work, but the Heat is going to have to be a lot of draft picks, and Tyler Hero will be.
I didn't really answer on the Celtics. I think it's a no.
Yeah, I think I would say no too. If we're this close already, these guys are both under 26.
The vibes were high. They're boys.
I'll just grow into it.
Good culture. I think it's a no.
I think we'll have another situation. And also, our three guys are all wings, basically.
And they also just beat the shit out of Durant and the Nets too the year before.
And I think Durant has said he doesn't really want to play in Boston anyway, so I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, it would be a no for me. Who was your next? Oh, Miami was his other preferred spot. Yeah,
that's just going to be a lot of picks. Tyler Hero, I'd assume, would go to the Nets. He would be the real, because they really don't have any young players that are very interesting, and their two big contracts are Bam and Jimmy, and then I guess they would trade Kyle Lowry to make the money work. Are the Nets just going to totally blow this fucker up and take on all this shitty money? Are they going to take on this shitty Duncan Robinson contract also?
They have no reason to blow it up. They don't have their own picks. There's no reason to. So they're going to try to be competitive.
So I guess Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Ben Simmons. See what we got going on.
I assume Bam is off limits.
Like, that's the thing I forget about. Like, yeah, if I'm Miami, there's no point in doing that. Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant does not move they're good. Does not move the needle for me. I think we're still worse than Milwaukee and Boston with those two without Bam.
So that's a no. I gotta ask. As the Nets, I gotta ask. Bam's a no.
Bam would be a no. Bam and Jimmy, it's be pointless to move them. Like, we're gonna end up in the same spot, I think.
Okay.
If I'm Brooklyn, I have to get Tyler Hero there. After that, they just have bad contracts and like old role players, pretty much. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah. Are there any contracts the Nets could look to shed with Durant? Try pull some of that and give them some options to get a little better if you have some cap space. Like Blake Griffin, I don't know what his deal is.
Well, I'm saying, like, I mean, yeah, they could shed some space, I guess. I don't have it pulled up.
Because, like, I have it pulled up. No. Patty Mills re-signed, I think.
Yeah.
No, like, you have 2 years of Joe Harris left.
Yeah, that Joe Harris deal's ridiculously high. 2 years,
really, really
18
ugly.
mil a year.
So maybe Miami can't offer you the same assets back. Maybe you get a bunch of picks. You're able to shed Joe Harris. You're able to get Tyler Hero and kind of reset and be more competitive. That's an avenue. It's not sexy. The fans aren't going to like that, but there is value in getting rid of Joe Harris at $20 million for the next 2 years.
That's
dumping
the thing,
that
though,
somehow,
like,
or finding a third team. I think so. A third team can
Yeah.
jump in and take that. I think that's probably likely.
Yeah, like an OKC or a Detroit or somebody take the pick. Or
And Joe Harris might not be totally dust. Maybe
that's
he could
the other
like
thing.
shoot
He
threes.
was,
I don't know.
He was hurt all year last year. It's kind of funny. Him and Duncan Robinson are like the exact same guy now. That's these specialist shooters that we gave all this money to that essentially forgot.
Miami feels unlikely. I don't think they have near the packages that other teams could offer.
No. I don't never surprised because it just seems like these guys can bully their way anywhere they want.
I want to go to South Beach.
The team will just bend over and fucking take it. They'll just get fucked. Rightfully so, I guess.
So, I know he's Kevin Durant. I know, and he can do whatever he wants, and you're just going to get a massive haul for him, likely. But do you think the Nets at all would be like, dude, fuck you. You signed for 4 years. You're going to play. We were not doing this. We signed. Kyrie's back. We're going to try this one more year. He's opted in. He's got 1 year left. After that, we can figure it out. But you signed for 4 years. You're going to have to commit to some of it, at least. We're going to try to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like, it's so frustrating. I'm not on the side of the franchise whatsoever. I like player movement. We have stuff to talk about. It's interesting. Free agency and the draft is the best part of the season. But it's just so frustrating but he's Kevin Durant. He's one of the best players in the league. He can do whatever he wants. Nothing seems to matter. Like, they're just fake numbers and
it's just fake numbers. None of it matters. Move them anywhere, trade whatever. Some nerd will figure it out. But we're getting this player. You're going to trade me here, and that's what's going to happen. I'm going to hold you hostage. It is a little ridiculous. Like, at one point, does this not fun anymore? It's almost kind of reached terminal velocity where it's like, fuck's sake.
And like,
there's
I'm going to watch.
The Warriors, I'm invested in the Warriors. I care about the Warriors. I know that team. That team is fun to root for. That team is a unit. They are one. Like, all these other teams, basically, the Celtics are kind of building something. They have, a core of 4 or 5 guys that have been together for a while. The other thing that we're realizing is these teams that are competing now are not teams that are buying super teams in the offseason. They all are built through the draft, add 1 or 2 pieces along the way, which makes sense. Like, chemistry is very important in basketball and a little underrated. The Bucks, the Suns, the Celtics, the Warriors. You add a Chris Paul to an otherwise pretty good group. You add Drew Holiday to an otherwise pretty good group. You add a Wiggins, Durant. The Celtics are looking for that guy to add still, I think.
Yeah, I guess it worked.
Like, it doesn't work.
But like the whole summer, like, hey, let's go all play together, and like a mass transfer to a team. I guess it worked.
It doesn't
in Miami,
work. The first year, it has never worked. We've never seen a team do it in the first year where you all go team up. Durant, like I said, was added to another team, so I don't count. Like, we've never seen 3 guys who were not on the same team join up, win a championship that year. Has never happened. We haven't seen it.
No.
And now guys won't even give it the second year. They'll get fed up with each other. Like, if the Heat happened now, I don't think it'd be crazy to say that LeBron's like, fuck this, me and D-Wade, it's not working. Because the first half of that year, they kind of struggled a little bit. They had a ton of pressure on them. They were, like middle of the East. It would have been shocking for LeBron or D-Wade to be like, fuck this, I'm out. I want to go play somewhere else. I'm going back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I want to go play with Dwight Howard, whatever.
That was the fourth year they lost to Dallas, or was it the first year? It was the
first year they lost to Dallas. Fourth year they lost to San Antonio.
To the Spurs in the rematch. Yeah. You lost as giant favorites to the Maverick. I mean, yeah, personally, I'm there. I'm kind of annoyed by it. I'm tired of it. These guys that are under these massive contracts, multiple years and bailing. I'm going to watch, though, and I love it. I eat it up. It's like my reality TV. Like, I love talking about it I love getting in the Twitter conversation. I just love all the talk about it. I talk to you for hours about it. But, like, just average fans are like, what the fuck are we doing? I have a group chats with guys that are not huge. We're just like, so Durant's moving again? We're just like, every offseason, they're just doing it again. This sucks. They're not doing themselves any favors.
There's going to be some sort of rule. Probably going to maybe end up in a lockout at some point. I don't know when that's due. They're going to have to do something when you sign the Supermax that you can't just demand a trade within the first year. Because, like, Bradley Beal's probably going to do this shit too. I mean, that's the thing. He's maybe not. He's always said, I want to play in Washington. He's been pretty consistent with that. So maybe he'll just stay. But that's the thing. And all these agents have realized it. It's more, the players, but you think it's all the business guys. It's all the agents. It's like, this will get us the most money. We'll just take the most money possible, and then we'll figure out where we want to play later because we can.
Yeah, lock in the money and fuck it. We'll just say we're out.
This is the most money we can get.
After we talk all this NBA, remind me to bring up the Freeman. Have you heard about this Freddie Freeman stuff? Speaking of,
vaguely, I haven't dug into it too much.
We'll talk a bit about that. That jogged my memory on that. But yeah, Beal signs for 5 years, $251 million. He's got $50 million a year, and now it just washed him out of the balls. They can just do whatever. They'll just do whatever he says, and if he's cool, just scoring 30 a night and losing, he'll hang out. If he wants to bail, they'll just trade him because someone will give up shit for him. They can. I mean, it's gotten there for me. I'm annoyed by it, but I don't. At the same time, I'm not like wanting to. I want interesting. Like I can't have it both ways. I don't know.
I think the player movement and the Woj bombs are fun, but when they're this often, like when I saw Kevin Durant request a trade, I was like, yeah, sure. 4 years ago, that would be shocking. That would be incredible. It'll be, a day and a half in the news cycle. He'll get traded. It'll be another day and a half.
I still remember.
We'll talk about it.
I still remember where I was when he announced he was going to the Warriors. It was on the 4th of July, and he put it out, and I went and told. I was working. I was like bartending outside. I remember exactly where I was. Went and told a friend. It was like huge, giant news, and nothing surprises me now. It's just like expected. Nothing.
Man, I didn't hear any reports that was going to happen.
No, and that's the thing. It was a bomb. Yeah,
that was a shock. If something like that happened, if he, I don't know, he wants to trade, so I don't know what the comp is. He's not a free agent, so
nothing would. That's the thing. No, it's every offseason. It's every trade deadline. It's just I like the player movement, but these guys locking in this money and just dipping. Don't love it. It's not good for compelling series and building of like.
We're going to talk about this later with college football, but like rivalries are what make sports. Like repeated battles between the same team. Say what you want.
Magic and Bird.
A lot of dumb fucks were like Warriors, Cavs. I don't even want to watch the NBA because it's going to be the same teams in the finals. That's the point. They get to play each other again. They fucking hate each other. Warrior Celtics, no juice, negative amounts of juice.
No.
Like on paper, good, well played basketball, but rivalries, storylines. That's why we like free agency. That's why we like all this. That's
I want
the
to see.
thing.
I want to see Memphis and Golden State play again next year. Like
Yes.
there was some heat. They did not fuck with each other, and it was fun.
And what if the Grizzlies have Kevin Durant on their team?
What if a former Golden State Warrior that led them to 2 championships and 1 Finals MVP was added to the other side of that rivalry? That'd be hot. I think that's
Jaren Jackson for Kevin Durant.
See ya. Come on,
Jaren
Kevin.
Jackson and probably Bane.
Literally
maybe?
anything. Literally anything.
Everybody but Ja, you'd say fuck it.
Yep. They don't have like Jaren Jackson's really nice. I think he's a third banana in my opinion.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he's better than that.
Good, very good.
Here's the thing that you run into.
Really good
is like,
defender.
if we trade the whole fucking team, then we just got these
That's
2
true.
guys, and we got to fill it in with vet minimums, which also is a slippery slope.
I think it's picks. I think they can. Jaren Jackson's a big enough centerpiece.
So, Jaren
Bunch of picks.
Jackson, like if you got to do Jackson and Bane, you're still in?
I would try to do as many picks as possible before Bane.
Jaren Jackson and Zaire Williams and a bunch of picks, and then maybe Steven Adams make the money work. Would be in. Man,
see ya.
Jaren Jackson's making $29 million this year. Didn't realize he had already that contract was already re-upped.
Don't even have to make the money work. Money's working.
Yeah. Kevin Durant's making $44 million next year. That's a lot of cheddar.
Low.
Brother.
That's low for some. I mean, shit. Fucking Jimmy Butler's going to be like 45.
That won't sour. That's going to be he's going to return that number for the entirety of that contract.
He's making 52 in 25, 26. You think that's going to work? Good player. Probably worth it. Dude, Cap's going up. It's not even the same. These numbers don't matter. Cap's going up.
If you win the title, banners fly forever. That's the whole point. No contract, no player
That's true.
is worth the value throughout the entire length unless you're LeBron.
I think that would be a slam dunk for the Grizzlies. It'd be a lot of fun, and it would make the West very interesting. Here
we go.
Would they be the favorite in the West, or it's still the Warriors?
Probably still Golden State. Probably.
I don't know, Jim. Probably, yeah.
Well, I
think they have some.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, man. But I think there would be some chemistry stuff to figure out the first few weeks. I'll say this, Kevin Durant, God, did he fit seamlessly with the Warriors. And I think the Warriors are kind of a different animal. They kind of have that effect, but I was a little worried that he would not be able to play off ball. He is, that's what makes you, that's what makes you, that's like the difference between like top 20 player in the NBA and like top 20 NBA player of all time. There's just different levels to this shit. Like, because we can make all these comps like, oh, if you're this guy, it takes this long, but like those rules don't apply to like Curry, LeBron, Durant. Really, they play a different sort of thing. Like the normal stuff, like they can transcend all of that. They are on that level, so that's a little different. Okay, Philly, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, DeAnthony Melton. Who else could we give you? Depends how much you like Matisse Thybulle. Bunch of draft picks.
It really does depend on how much you like Tyrese Maxey. And to me, he is not near those other players as far as a centerpiece to a trade. So it would have to be several picks. Yeah. Like 4 or 5 firsts. I mean, I have like you better said, options.
If we don't want to tank, like Tobias Harris, certainly a very playable, good,
also a bad
solid
contract,
player.
Though, to be fair. Like that would almost benefit Philly more than you. Like you were not taking that,
Yeah.
Because he's a nice wing player. He's a fine player, but he's not worth $38 million a year or whatever he's getting.
And it's only 2 years left now, so each year it gets to be less of a bad contract.
True. So Harden opted out to rework his deal to open up some like exceptions and vet type contracts to bring in. So we're talking Embiid, Durant, and Harden.
I could get behind that.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on. Yeah, Harden. What are we? Yeah, I mean, if you're not Harden to where you can break people down and get to the basket, I mean, you can't guard. Like we're just. I very strongly and rightfully so. Dude's getting old. He's been injured. He was All NBA for like 5 straight years, MVP. He's getting old. He's not the same guy. Like I question what's left in the tank severely with James Harden.
Sure. Absolutely.
And that's why the window is short. Like they have those two guys. Obviously, Embiid's not young. I mean, he's 28, older than you think. He had set out a lot of years for injury. So the window is now. So I would get them doing it. But it would be if I'm answering the phone as the Nets, the centerpiece, the package is not to my liking compared to Jaren Jackson, compared to potentially Ayton and Bridges. It's better than the Heat, probably. Then you're just kind of competing for how many picks you can throw at me. Not a huge fan. It wouldn't be the top of my list, but if I'm Philly, sure, I would do it.
Yeah.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
I mean, Kevin Durant and James Harden, I think, are close still. He obviously wanted to play with him in Brooklyn. I don't know if the relationship between the two of them soured or if
I think Kyrie just fucks everybody up.
I don't know if Kevin deep down's like, dude, I'm following right after you. I get it. This shit
Get
sucks.
out of here. Get out of here, bro.
Go hang out with your daddy, Daryl. Oh boy, yeah. And
Possibly.
I mean, other than that, I don't. Yeah, the Zion thing is interesting. I don't think New Orleans would.
As long as he's bought in, I don't think so either. Yeah, as long as they've got a commitment from him, they're going to give him this contract that he mostly hasn't earned, but you just kind of do it. And as long as he's locked in, I think they give it a go and hope that he becomes like a top 10 player in the league, and they're really, really good. And I don't think they do it either.
Here's one that neither side will agree to, but in terms of a package, Golden State could put together a pretty nice package.
It's never happened. It's for sure never happening. But yeah, totally. That's
Kuminga, Wiseman, Wiggins, and some
all
picks.
these young guys.
I'm in.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, totally. It worked 100%. It's
be pretty shitty. Oh, Andrew Wiggins, yeah. See ya. Bye.
Yeah, they couldn't do it with. Yeah, they'd have to. Hey, Clay, see ya.
Oh, that'd be unbelievable.
Hear me out, though. Clay, see ya. We love you.
If we're 2K GM in this, and like these are numbers on a spreadsheet, and we're not thinking about any of that. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
We're doing what's best for us. I get cultures that and they're brothers for life, but we got a window here.
Steph and Draymond, they would revolt. They would revolt.
But
there would be upheaval.
One of the best players of all time to play next to them. Who's better right now, Wiggins or Klay Thompson? Who's more valuable? Who would you rather have on your team for a series?
Wiggins.
I agree.
Absolutely,
Clay's
Wiggins.
Probably never going to be the same.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
I hold out hope that he will get closer. I mean, that's some
same.
That's some
we're not that far from him. Yeah, we're not that far from him. Just
an ACL, Achilles back to back is rough.
2 years of total hell.
Just gotta hold his legs. Just had to remember how to run.
Yeah,
and I do
respectfully, Clay. I say that respectfully, Clay.
I think from listening to interviews, both with Curry and Draymond Green, I think they're both still a little butthurt with the whole how the Durant thing panned out. I think they both got it, respected it, but I also think deep down they're like, "Fuck this guy. We're gonna win without him,"
and they did.
So.
Maybe we're good. Now maybe we're. Yeah. I mean, the league would suck again because they would just win, but they've got the best, possibly the best. I mean,
I think the Phoenix has the best package because, like you said,
Brooklyn
they can't tank.
Doesn't want to tank, right?
Would be good still with those guys.
Yeah, that's what I said when someone brought it up. Those are a lot of young players that would need a lot of figuring out. Wiseman's been very injured. That would be the tank route, and they makes no sense to do that. So, yeah, probably down the list. And also, he's probably not going back to Golden State, although would be sick. What other teams? Portland? I don't know, guys. They got nothing to give.
No.
You'd stink.
I
Portland.
I didn't even consider them for a second.
That people have been
What?
like considering
Why?
that as you got no one to give me. We're not giving you the best player in the fucking league for you. Oh, you're gonna give me fucking Anthony Simons. You're gonna be Nurkic. You're gonna be what do you? We don't want that shit. You guys stink.
Kevin Durant
with these
watches
players.
the NBA. He doesn't want to go play there.
No, I mean it would just be
like
Lillard
Dame coming
and
off a weird core injury out.
Yeah, there's no Anthony
Simons and Josh Hart pass.
Yeah, respectfully to the Portland Trailblazers, these are all professional athletes. This is one of the worst rosters I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's terrible. They're going to suck again. And Dame's going to say, I didn't run from the hustle. You kind of almost did by not getting traded.
Yeah,
you ran from being good by not.
Yeah, what are you, coward? Coward?
You don't want to win? You can just hide behind, I didn't run from the grind.
You don't want to. I guess.
Dude, I'm grinding. I'm going to make Keon Johnson good. No, you're not. I'm gonna grind Yusuf Nurkic into a guy that can guard the pick and roll. No, you can't. You won't. It will not happen. He has cement feet.
He's got lead in those shoes, boys. It's just never gonna be there. Does some things, rebounds, kind of makes some hook shots, does his thing. He's just never gonna be good enough to be like the third guy on a championship team. Yeah, that's gonna be a no. I heard people talking about that.
What the fuck?
Never. Seriously. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Fucking not. Stylistically, this is probably my favorite pairing. Again, the package would have to be some picks, might have to be a third team situation. But if they want to win and you buy on an upside, Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Will Barton, some draft picks.
Will Barton's gone.
Never mind. Bones Highland.
Next. I don't know. I mean, it would have to be a ton of picks that would just be bad because even if Durant gets hurt and is irrelevant, like they're still going to be good or not awful to where those picks, I don't know. Like Porter is not near the centerpiece. I mean, like the potential, I get it.
Had he not had this back thing, maybe, but
maybe because he was showing good things. Yeah, but he's just like, he can't.
He's just going to be hurt.
Because that's where it gets real bad for Brooklyn, and they win like 18 games when they try to hitch their wagon and
Porter's like, I'm never going to play again.
To a back injury, yeah, I don't like that.
But you do have me for 4 years and almost $100 million, so that's good.
And it's guaranteed.
I'll take a buyout. I'll just go.
I'll take all of it.
Yeah, all of it. Just bring a truck full of the money.
I'll take the buyout of all of it.
Yeah, now my house.
Something I just thought about
3-team trade. Go ahead.
This might. I thought you were done. This might be in your trade. What about Minnesota?
I looked at it.
They don't really have. I mean, obviously you want to keep Towns and you want to keep Edwards. D'Angelo Russell is kind of like on the outs. They're like he would be like the centerpiece. Doesn't really interest me that much. They got some weird forwards. Those, what are their names?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt and the other guy that I can never remember.
Nas Reed. Oh, no. McDaniels. Jaden
McDaniels. Sure. Jaden McDaniels. They got some. Nothing really fires you up. Unless you're into D'Angelo Russell. Who's expiring? I don't know.
With all this, if DeAndre Ayton's on the table, that's just what I want. I don't want anyone else.
Oh,
that's what I want. So most likely, if Durant wants to play in Phoenix, he's going to play in Phoenix because
they have the best
Tyler Hero and
the most realistic. Yeah.
I want Ayton Bridges, and if you talk me
honestly,
Bridges,
no
I'll
picks.
Probably still say yes.
Yeah, if you could get Ayton and Bridges,
and honestly, if
hang up the phone,
Brooklyn. I would want picks from Phoenix because like we said, there's a possibility Durant and Chris Paul are just done in 2 years. They got them both from 2 more years of bad play.
Yeah, guys.
Devin Booker's like, fuck this, I want out, and they suck again.
Or he had the number 1 pick with Booker on the team.
Yeah, they the worst
He's much-
ownership in the league.
Yeah, he's much
It
older
wouldn't be
now and
surprised if he's
better,
like,
but
I'm just gonna trade Devin Booker for,
true.
Phoenix just seems like a slam dunk the best option if you're Brooklyn.
Especially since they're already out on Ayton. They don't want to pay him. He seems just like there for the taking. They clearly undervalue him because they're fucking nuts to let him go. So
But if you can Kevin Durant back,
sure, but they're going to let him go before that.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah,
the people will forget that that's why if you get Kevin Durant, you win the fucking championship.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all worth it.
You want a fun 3-team trade?
Yes, go ahead with your 3-team trade.
Lakers, Grizzlies, Nets. Lakers get Kyrie and Seth Curry.
Dumping Russ.
Grizzlies get Kevin Durant. The Nets get Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, Russell Westbrook. That's just to make the money work. You can just add young players on top of that, I guess, to fill out your needs and a bunch of draft picks. If you're
the Nets, and we keep bringing up that Houston has all their picks. So Russ in a different environment, is he better? Maybe. I think he'll play hard. He played hard in Washington. Last year, you could tell
he played hard for the Lakers. He just fucking sucked.
You could tell that he cared, and that it was fucking bothering him that he was so bad.
I think him being from LA, it seemed like there was just a weird added pressure that was on him. Like it seemed like,
maybe.
And he always plays like this a little bit, but it seemed like he was just white knuckling the entire time he was out there. That could just be me giving him the benefit of the doubt, but
from the get-go, LeBron's going to have the ball in his hands. It's just a terrible fit. If he has the ball,
with him and Russ,
him and Jaren Jackson.
Would you rather?
I don't know.
Would you rather have Kyrie or Russ next year, just in a vacuum? I guess if you're the Lakers, would be the.
I think.
Would you rather have Russ play or Kyrie maybe not play?
I think Kyrie's going to play, right? That was vaccine stuff. I think he's going to play.
But still, it's like it. But we've seen it before. There'll just be times you'd be like, "I'm not playing now."
Mental health break.
Something happened. There's orphans in Cambodia that are.
You should go.
Getting orphaned. I'm not going to play now. I'm out. And then there was that shit before with the Nets where he's just like wouldn't get vaccinated, but then he's like, I'm going to go hang out for a week and go to some birthday parties. And I'm just not going to show up. And then I'm going to get COVID and then I'm going to be out. I don't really give a fuck. I'm just going to kind of do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, and you can make those checks out to Kyrie Irving. I'll still take that. Thanks. Yeah. If you're the Lakers, clearly Kyrie, because it's just never going to work with Russ. But I guess the headache of other teams like the Nets probably will just go with Russ because Kyrie, I don't know. Russ was so bad.
He was so bad.
So fucking bad, man. Which is unfortunate.
Got an interesting dark horse for you that is a pretty good package if you're the Nets.
Ooh, the tweet that you sent me, the Magic?
No, that's so funny. Paolo Banchero tweeted a Photoshop. He's like, don't sleep. No, absolutely sleep. If there's one place in the world that Kevin Durant is not going, it's to play for the Orlando fucking Magic. He's not going to go live in Orlando and play with Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs.
Dude, he's a huge Disney adult. Yeah, I told you. I'd send you back. The hottest girl in school is now back on the market. Everybody's got to shoot their shot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't blame the guys. We got a vibe going in Orlando. Let's get it, KD.
Hey, Kevin, let's build. Who is this?
Who this? Seriously, who the fuck are you? Yeah.
All right.
It's probably not going to happen. Who's your dark horse? So let's hear it.
They made a move already. They didn't have to give up the big piece they thought they would have to. The Atlanta Hawks.
Oh.
Collins, Hunter, Okongwu.
It makes sense. It makes a lot. That's not as dark of a horse as you think it is. I think that's for sure in play.
If your three's Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, KD,
shit's pretty cool.
Hang on to Capella. We get a nice rim running center. He's not my first option, but if you're the Nets, I want Okongwu probably in this situation. Hunter showed some stuff in the playoffs. John Collins just just an objectively pretty good
solid
young player.
Yeah. I think that's very
Atlanta,
on the table.
desirable place to live.
Yeah, love the strip clubs in Atlanta. Great scene. So we talked about we like to fit Rudy Gobert getting traded there. But yeah, now that KD wants out, it's the same thing applies. They've got a bunch of interesting young players, desirable place to live, a couple star and semi-star already there. Makes sense. That makes as much sense as anyone to me.
Yeah.
I mean, Ayton obviously is still the best option, the crown jewel of the. But I like Okongwu a lot. I like. Would you? I mean, Herder. I'm not the. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, Hunter Okongwu. That's a solid package. I'm getting back. I'm pretty stoked.
If you're Atlanta, are you giving all that up?
I mean, obviously, I would try not to. I would try to keep
Hunter Okongwu
or Hunter. I mean, Collins is probably just going to have to be. Collins is probably just have to be gone there.
Those three and a first. Are you saying yes if you're the Hawks?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Fuck.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you just fuck it. Like,
yeah,
Kevin Durant would instantly be the best player in the history of our franchise. We're not like we're going for it.
It's right.
We lucked out. We lucked out and we fucked up by trading this Luka pick, but we somehow fell ass backwards into another all NBA caliber player. So
yeah, seriously, that was
we fucked ourselves, but still won at the same time. You got to go for it. These windows are small. Trae Young's,
and you
a superstar.
Keep in mind they don't have a lot of picks because they just sent 3 of them to the Spurs, so it would probably have to be those 3 players. What the fuck are the Spurs doing? Are you serious with this shit?
Yeah, we can just move on to that. I don't have any more trades. Kevin Durant's going to get traded. They're going to get a big haul.
Take your pick. Who's it going to be?
Phoenix.
Probably has to be the strong favorite.
Because I think
Atlanta
Kevin Durant
is higher than you think.
Sure. I think the style of play for Phoenix, they play a very ball movement, smart players. I think he does not want to fuck around with all the young guys in Atlanta. He would much rather play with
Chris
guys
Paul,
that know what they're doing.
Monty Williams.
They were just in the finals. Monty Williams, I think, was like an assistant for Durant at one point. I think Phoenix just seems like what's going to happen there.
Probably so.
So with the Spurs, I guess they're just finally tanking. That's what they're doing. Then they assume that DeJounte is not on their timeline because he's 26. A little old, I guess. My thought is like, Victor, these teams are going to go crazy. If you thought you saw tanking before with this kid, Victor Wembanyama from France, these teams are going to do some egregiously horrid shit this year, I think, to try and secure this kid.
You've brought this up before, and they've resurfaced. The pictures of him next to Chet Holmgren are laughable.
Chet Holmgren is a giant praying mantis freak, and he looks like Victor's child compared to him.
This guy's 7'5".
He's 7'4" and can handle the ball. Block.
Oh, I watched like a 3-minute clip of him just beating shots at the rim today. It was awesome. He's so long. He blocks jump shots like regularly.
Yeah.
Like any shot around him, he just swats.
He's not real.
It's incredible.
He's not real.
Chet Holmgren looks like a 2-guard. He looks like 6'4" next to him. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the best comp, and what I don't remember who the first person that said this is like, it's like your little brother made a guy in 2K and he made him a shooting guard, and he's like, I'm going to make him 7'5" though.
No, that's unrealistic.
It's what he is. Like, legitimately, this is when I was a little kid. I made this guy like, this will never happen. This isn't real, and it's happening. It's him. He's a 7'5" guy with a guard handle that blocks shots with deep range, moves incredibly fluidly.
It's wild. He's the best prospect since LeBron, right? Like of all time, like crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely the best since LeBron. I
Like
don't
sell
think it's
your
close.
soul to get this guy.
Yes. Like, I play a lot of 2K franchise mode, and
Okay.
people make draft classes, and they make this kid, and maybe they make him a little too good, but boy, I tell you, when you get him on your team, it really turns your whole franchise around.
Yeah.
If you get this kid, I mean, I hate to say this, but like he's just gonna be a Hall of Famer. Like, there's very few prospects
He's
you
very
say that
thin.
about.
Very thin. Could get hurt. That's my only. He could get hurt. That's it. I don't know.
If he doesn't get hurt, I'd be
No,
shocked if
Hall of
he's not a
Famer.
Hall
He's
of
gonna
Famer.
block like 5 shots a game.
He's going to be 20, 10, 5, and 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He's like Rudy Gobert, but he's bigger Rudy Gobert that can like initiate the offense and move and dribble and shoot from like 28 feet.
Yeah, if like Kevin Durant and Rudy Gobert got morphed together and he was a little less worse at offense, it would be this kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
he was 7'4".
It's
Anyways, we would say all that to say that these teams are going to sell their souls to get the number 1 pick, like the highest value number 1 pick since LeBron James, by far and away. Far and away.
Close.
I don't think are the Spurs, are they not done? Because they're not bad enough to.
That's the other thing. I don't know. Like, they're not bad enough to tank. They're not going to be good without DeJounte Murray.
No.
They relied on him so much.
No.
But
I mean, they're pretty. To be fair, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, you think going into last year, we're like, this roster is terrible. This is one of the least talented rosters in the league. DeJounte Murray popped and became an all-star, and they got rid of him. They still have all those other guys.
Yeah, I mean, Keldon Johnson is pretty okay. Vassell's fine.
Like, they played a lot of veterans last year. I assume they're just going to stop playing those guys. Like, Thaddeus Young's not going to be there. Like, Pirtle's probably not going to play much. They're going to play a lot of, like, Josh Primo, and they're going to say, fuck it, we're just going to make mistakes and play the young guys.
They have a lot.
Maybe they trade Keldon Johnson, too. Like, Keldon Johnson would be a very desirable guy. And he's what? He's still pretty young, though. He's like 22, 23.
He's 23, and he's in the last year of his deal before he's a restricted free agent. Josh Richardson is an expiring. Pirtle's an expiring. Gallinari they just got as an expiring.
I think
they have a lot of.
They already said they're buying him out. So.
Oh, okay. So they have a lot of chips to trade away.
Yeah.
And expiring type stuff, or maybe they just let him expire. You know, if they did really, really tank and got the number 1 pick, they would have cap space open pretty quick to like turn that. Would Wembanyama be the first? Would he be one of the first players to like be desirable, like a super team type of like guys would go play? Like, he's gonna be 19, but
I mean,
like, he's
watch him play.
He's instantly one of the best rim protectors in the league. Like, he's gonna, like, I mean, could Texas, the San Antonio people would go play there? They could turn it around, I guess, if they really, really tanked.
Here's the thing, like, you're still the thing that's about tanking. You're still relying on lotto balls for one guy,
because that number 2 pick is miles and miles less valuable than the number
It's a
1.
good class. You'll still get. Everyone really likes this class. You'll still get a really good player, but you're not going to get a guy that is, barring injury, almost guaranteed to completely turn your franchise around. Like Scoot Henderson, really sick, good player.
Yeah.
Derek Whitehead, who's going to go to Duke, really good player. Lively, who's also going to go to Duke, should be a really good player. Like, a lot of good guys, but I mean, Victor's is different.
Yeah, really is. Anyways, yeah, they gave up him. I thought it was a slam dunk. I thought they gave up 3 picks and got rid of Gallinari. I think they fleeced him. I think it was an awesome. I think DeJounte Murray.
3 picks. 3 picks is pretty good. I do think maybe we value Murray a little much. I mean, this is the first season of his career he ever averaged 20 points. He is 26, kind of coming into his prime. He was sort of a role player before this year. His defense fell off a little bit, but I think that's just more the scoring volume. I think it'll tick back up when he has the ball in his hands.
His usage rate was like one of the highest in the league. He did in his third year. He tore his ACL. He hurt his knee, like his third year, and then from there, just like pretty progressively
That's the other
improved.
thing. He's gotten better every single year, which is
and now they just thrust all this usage on him this past year and just took it and ran with it. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I think he's an awesome backcourt mate with Trae Young. He can guard the better guard and not have Trae Young worry about that. They can share ball handling duties, let Trae Young play off the ball, catch and shoot more. I mean, I think it's a slam dunk. Good defender. I don't know if they're not done because there's not many we talked about the free agent class is not great, but if Durant's out there, could Ayton go there if like they don't pull it off for Durant? I mean, I don't know if they're done adding another piece, but would you say as is that they are a contender right now?
No, I don't think.
I would agree.
They're still like the fourth best team in the East, I think. I'd also, like, in theory, it's a good fit. I've yet to ever see Trae Young play off the ball, so I don't know how that'll go. I don't know how they'll draw that up. Nate McMillan, historically, a pretty bad offensive coach, good defensive coach.
True.
Obviously, from a talent perspective, they're better because DeJounte Murray's a really good player. Yeah. They needed defense. They needed toughness. He has both of those in spades. I think it's a good fit. Yeah. I still think you need someone else. You need another guy, probably.
I would agree.
Or you need Hunter to like develop into a third guy. Yeah. Maybe he does.
Yeah, maybe he does. I think Okongwu could take a step.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like,
defend the rim. They have some other guys maybe that could.
It doesn't have to be this year. You don't have to be ready to win a title.
That's true. Any other NBA tidbits? Any other?
Jalen Brunson and the fucking Knicks.
Yeah. What do you think? 26 a year? You in?
Out. So out. I cannot believe how many people are so in. And I understand that the money is like...
Who's in? People are in?
I hear a lot of people that are like, I don't know. I don't hate it for the Knicks. What are you talking about? The guy is a third option at best. Anyone that tells you that Jalen Brunson is a number 2 option on a championship caliber team, you're wrong. He's really nice. He's a really nice player. But he's a 6-foot-tall guard who's not an elite 3-point shooter. He's nice. He's not $100 million contract type of guy, though.
Classic Knicks. Yeah, he's nice as like on that second round contract you're paying him. That was cool. But now that you got it, now he has to
like obviously
fill the slot of
aggressively underpaid. But if you're paying him like a number 1 option, wrong. He averaged 16 points a game last year. Like, it's just not what we're doing. A 25-year-old averaging 16 a game. I'm not giving that guy $100+ million. Guy that wasn't a first-round pick. Just none of it grades out like he's going to be a star player. He's a third option on a really good team. I would rather have just skipped it, keep our guys, keep the cap space. Just because you have cap space, you don't have to sign somebody. You don't have to give someone the money, Knicks. It's eerily similar to like Amari Stoudemire's hurt. We missed out on LeBron. We're just going to give Amari Stoudemire all this money. It'll be fun for like 2 months. And then we're going to be like, this was probably a mistake. Shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I hate it. I hate it a lot. No shot I would give him all that money for 4 years.
Here's my thing. As an initiating lead guard, I'm going to go through other players, and you tell me where Jalen Brunson slots in on this list.
Okay.
Stephen Curry. Worse.
Behind him.
Luka Doncic. Worse.
Behind him.
Ja Morant. Trae Young. Dame Lillard. Chris Paul. Drew Holiday. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. LaMelo Ball. DeJounte Murray. Darius Garland. Fred VanVleet. Kyrie Irving. Jamal Murray. James Harden. Cade Cunningham. CJ McCollum.
No, McCollum's better. No. Right? I mean, like, you could argue that he's much younger.
That's like for me where it starts, that you would start arguing. Everyone above there, I would say it's not even a debate. So that's how many people is
I would
that?
say
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So like bare minimum the 18th best guard. Lonzo Ball.
I would say those two are very different
Sure.
guards. I mean, yeah, like
Lonzo Ball. Probably would rather have Lonzo, maybe.
I would rather have.
Lonzo
I
gets
would
hurt a
rather
lot.
have. Yeah, there's injury concern, but yeah, on paper, I would
Tyrese
rather have Lonzo.
Halliburton.
Halliburton by a lot.
De'Aaron Fox. I'd rather have
De'Aaron
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
Terry Rozier. That's when it gets kind of close for me. Close. That's like a coin flip for me.
Probably still Rozier. I think he's a little underrated. I think
I think him and Brunson they're about
similar-ish. Sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Like probably best is 6 men, if we're being totally honest. Malcolm Brogdon, again, pretty close.
Healthy,
just fine.
Probably Brogdon, but yeah, probably a coin flip. That's where I would maybe get
Marcus Smart or Jalen Brunson. Who would you rather have?
Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. Is that what you're saying? Egregious, he won that.
We're not giving Marcus Smart $100 million. Is the point of this exercise?
No, we're not.
You know?
No, we're not.
Yeah, like Russ, Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley, D'Angelo Russell. Like that's what we did. Kyle Lowry and Russ are getting those contracts, and they're terrible fucking contracts.
Yeah, you said Mike Conley. He feels maybe because they're both left-handed. I don't know, but he feels Conley-ish.
Yeah, Conley is prime. I would argue is much better in his prime.
Yeah,
like when Conley got his big deal. When Conley got his big deal, I was like,
he was still good.
That's justified. He's a good player. Yeah. He's a really solid player.
I guess he was kind of injured. He was okay in the playoffs in stretches. He's better.
Yeah, Memphis, he was good. I'm not giving $100 million to the 18th best guard in the NBA.
At best, keep it 25th best guard. I mean, it's just
borderline top 20 guard. I'm not giving him $100 million. I can't believe how on board. And it's like his dad is good friends with Leon Rose, the GM. It's the NBA. What fuck that? Like,
yeah, that's just how you become a loser fucking franchise and just perpetually.
I mean, it's the most 7 seed. It's the most 7 seed signing I've ever seen. Like, whenever we actually do get a guy, and we're not going to be able to tank because we're going to be the 7 seed. And I don't want to say Jalen Brunson's bad because he's not. Being one of the 20 best guards in the NBA makes you a really good player. But
who'd you rather have?
Money, you should be better.
Who'd you rather have? Jalen Brunson or Anthony Simons?
Oh.
Because
what was Anthony Simons, 22?
23. Brunson's 25. Because Anthony Simons signed nearly the exact same deal as Jalen Brunson this offseason. Seems like a lot.
I'm definitely more sure of how good Jalen Brunson is and will be. Simons has a higher upside and a lower floor.
Yeah,
so it depends on my risk tolerance. I'm enticed with the talent. He's certainly got more like raw talent, but Jalen Brunson's a really good, technical basketball player.
Yeah, there's a part of me that thinks Anthony Simons cashed in on a year where they were trying to lose and he could just shoot as much as he wanted and put up numbers, and which good for him. He got 4 years, $100 million. They're going to pay him $25 million a year to be the running mate. They'd be the running mate with Dame.
Well, last time we had a small guard that couldn't defend anybody and we paired with Dame, it got us to the conference finals once. So let's do it again.
That's true.
Oh, God.
Circle back on the KD thing. Do you think there's he's not going to go to Cleveland, but they have a lot of interesting. We both consume the content of The Ringer and of Bill Simmons. Did you hear him, what he said about Evan Mobley?
I don't think so.
He said that there were 8 players in the league that were hang up the phone, untouchable for Kevin Durant. Mobley was the 8th player.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Cleveland, in their situation, I'd probably agree with that. Like, no. Because if we switch them, we're not going to win. Like, Kevin Durant on the Cavs is not a championship caliber team, so there's no point. Evan Mobley, I think, as high an upside as any player that's in the NBA right now. I don't think that's that crazy to say.
He didn't have
like in a vacuum, maybe.
he,
like if we're Kevin Durant away from winning the title, maybe. But I think Evan Mobley could be so good.
But he didn't include Cade in that. Like he thought he would be in the next tier of like, but it wasn't like a hang up.
Yeah. I would say Mobley is more valuable than Cade to me. But would probably like if you're. That's the thing. Are we doing it in a vacuum or are we doing it situationally? Because like it just would make no sense for Detroit to trade for Kevin Durant. It would be pointless.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of a weird distinction. They're both sick players.
Yeah, they're like the same. I feel like they're in the same. Yeah. Who would you value higher? Mobley. You said you value him over Cade, and then put Anthony Edwards in that trio too. Where would you put Anthony
Mobley?
Edwards on that?
I would put I might have Edwards third, honestly. I don't know. That's tough.
I
like the passing from Cade. It's an easier fit.
Dude, Anthony Edwards jumps so high though.
You do jump high.
And he can act.
Oh God, I still can't get over that. Did you watch the video of him playing football? Throwing that football?
Oh fuck yeah, I did.
Cannon.
Yeah, not great form. Kind of looks shitty, but he fucking hucked it.
It went. It went. He was like celebrating. He just ran like a fly route and caught a ball. He's like, "I'm nice." I was like, "I guess." I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I did see that.
Ran straight and caught it. I don't know.
Yeah. Tough scene. Miles Bridges. Yikes. Just like talk about the worst possible time to fuck up.
Yeah, he kind of had some signs. He was like tweeting some out of pocket shit, and then he like posted a video on his IG of him drinking lean and smoking weed. Yeah, it's really rough.
You don't blow up now, Miles. You're gonna get
It's sad for him.
$100 million.
Sad for the lady, obviously. Really shitty stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what was true, false, but I just know that he was arrested for it was
felony domestic violence. That's usually, to be
seems bad.
Not
seems
good.
Bad.
Not good.
I don't know. No, that's all I know. I don't know what happened, but it was just really, really stupid.
So dumb. Was poised to make $100 million, and
will he still
going to be? I mean, it's not like he will be out of a job in the NBA unless he like goes to prison. I don't know if that's on the table.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
On the legality or.
Did he post a video of him like getting a workout in? Right.
I didn't see that.
After he was like catching and sweeping and going baseline, getting shots. It was like, dude, I don't know if we should be posting this right now. I don't know if that's the best look.
We need to focus on some other stuff right now.
Hey, Miles, I'm gonna ask you to lay low for a bit. Maybe
me and the PR team were thinking, just spitballing.
Take a few days off of Twitter.
Maybe we lay low. No posting.
Sick jump
shot. Tell your close personal friends you worked out. We all know you play basketball. We all know you work out.
We know you're in great shape. We don't need to see it.
And it's at this point, in terms of what's going to get us the most money, I don't think that's going to help. I think we're already, not in the best position. The leverage is not super high.
Miles, I want to be honest with you. You fucked us.
Mm-hmm.
You've royally fucked us here and yourself. And I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up for a while. How about that? How about we just get right to it? Stop posting workout videos on your Twitter after you've assaulted your wife.
Miles, I guess I'll just close out on those Zillow searches I had. I was, looking at a new house, but I guess I'll go fuck myself now. How's that sound?
Me and my lost commissioner are going to go fuck ourselves. How about that?
Yeah. Looks like the studio is what it is going to be, huh, Miles? That $100 million commish is not going to hit the old Chase account. I hope you do go to prison, Miles, you piece of shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I was counting that money.
Mm-hmm. We're a day away.
It was literally a day, like fucking 18 hours
just
away.
you couldn't have just said like, hey, lady, you can go to the police. Like, just I'm gonna sign this contract and then I'll go to jail. But at least I'll have this $100 million. Yeah, run. I don't know if that happens if you go to jail.
Yeah, you probably can't if you go to jail.
Probably something in there that says like, hey, we won't pay you. Player empowerment.
Void.
I should get $100 million if I go to prison.
Yeah.
Player empowerment.
$100 million, you probably just pay her off. Fuck. Deshaun Watson, look at him.
Yeah, I think that's gonna end up, probably not working out for Deshaun, it seems like.
Boy, what a fucking disaster. Oh,
Cleveland Browns, what the
guys,
fuck?
Why do we have to act like he didn't do it? Like we always have to be like, alleged. Like, dude, he did it. We just know he did it. He paid them all off. He's fucking awful.
I love on TikTok, I'll just see NFL players getting a lot of former NFL players be like,
stop defending.
They'll be like, well, no, most of them will be like, no, that's not normal to get a massage in a year span from 65 different people. No, never did.
Yeah. They're like,
I played the league 15 years. I had one guy that did it the entire time.
Yeah, I'm 40 years old. I'm retired. I was in the league for 15 years. I got a massage from 2 people my entire life. So,
and I was not going to random hotel rooms in the city that I live in to get the massages.
Boy,
guys, he's a piece of shit.
Throw
him in jail. He's a fucking scumbag. Whew. He's a sex offender. Throw him in prison. Don't let him play football ever again. Ever.
Yeah, they're probably just going to let him because he's just good at football. And there's like,
NFL is such a fucking...
But he's so good,
nasty
though.
Business. Nasty business.
We do take it seriously, but we do want to win.
Like, if you're his teammates, you'd be like, dude, you are a piece of shit. I do not respect you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Not only are you, sexually abusive, you're also a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, also, that's true. Underrated. You're just underrated.
You're
weird.
Just a fucking weird guy. You got weird fetishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a massage kink. You got what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did you see Stephen A wants to debate Kyrie? Fuck, dude. I would pay pay-per-view to watch that.
You could sell that, yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely pay
intelligent conversation.
A certain amount of money to watch that.
We don't need to hang on this, but imagine trying to like pitch yourself to a woman as Deshaun Watson now. Like you get Tinder and you're like, there's some stuff that's happened. Allegedly.
Yeah,
don't Google me. Don't Google me.
Or like scroll to page 3 to get my football reference.
Tough sell, honestly. I'm so good at football.
Champ.
So good. I beat Bama. Fuck them. Everybody hates Bama.
I think I won Rookie of the Year. I don't remember. Pretty sure I did. Patrick Mahomes didn't play his rookie year, so I probably did.
That's possible. Did he play?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, probably. Yeah, they were pretty bad. Yeah, maybe. Don't Google me. It's fine. I'm a good guy. Yeah, tough sell. Yeah, they should debate. They could sell that 100%. They probably won't do that, right? What would they talk about? The Knicks?
I don't even know what the argument is over. Like, Stephen A is like, hey, dude, you give up on your team all the time. And Kyrie's like, you don't even know me as a black man. I don't even think, like, you're just tearing me down. It's always that. It's like, our society, man. It's our
Stephen
society.
A's like, I'm black too.
He's like, Kyrie, you didn't go to the game. Yeah, well, it's kind of our society. He's like, he wrote that note. He's like, I dared to be different. I opted into $45 million this year. It was very brave of me.
Bold.
Very brave. Some people would have, left $35 million on the table.
Taken the easy way out.
Taking the easy way out and just burnt a giant stack of money like the Joker. But not me. Not me. I dare to be different.
Yeah. It's brave of him. I applaud it.
I'm going to shit on the entire, infrastructure that is the NBA and sports media, but I will absolutely take advantage and cash out on all of it at every single turn.
Oh yeah.
I think Kyrie's heart is in the right place, and I think he's just a little misguided. I don't find any of it to be nefarious or manipulative. I just think he's a little misguided.
Is he a dummy? What's the deal?
I think underrated. He might be really stupid.
Possibly. Because he acts like he's really smart.
That's the thing. The dumbest people are the people that think, it's like, guys, you wouldn't understand this. Kyrie, I don't think you understand this.
I don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about, dog.
Yeah. You're kind of stupid. You're saying a lot of words. They don't really mean anything, Kai.
Yeah. Kai.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Anything else on free agency, dude?
John Wall's back, baby.
You know what? I hope he does well. I hope he plays
I love John Wall. I love John Wall.
He was sick with Washington.
He was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, really he was awesome.
Here's the other thing.
Got something left. I think he's got something left for you.
Last we saw him, he was scoring 20 a game. The last time we saw him playing for playing for the Rockets, he scored 20 a game.
They set him down on purpose to lose.
Yeah. I think that was a bad oversight by his camp. They're like, dude, they're going to be lining up for you, John. Just sit down, chill out. And the phones did not ring for John. Yeah. I mean, he came off the Achilles, scored 20 a game, looked good. He's one of those guys that even if he doesn't have his burst, he had so much burst to begin with that 70% burst. John Wall
pretty good.
Is one of the quickest guys in the league. Here's the comp that I saw. I'm seeing Knicks Derrick Rose written all over this. We're getting a second arc.
Beautiful.
Scoring punch. Really good passer. Elite passer. Probably not, right? I think Reggie Jackson's better suited to come off the bench.
That's
honestly.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's like his deal.
Microwave scorer.
Yeah.
And John Wall's more distributed and running the show, getting Kawhi and Paul
back in on the Clips.
I love John Wall. I loved him at Kentucky. Like he's been one of my guys forever. Good for John Wall. I hope he has incredible amounts of success.
Same.
I hope he's fucking throwing up gang signs at half court like when he was on the fucking Wizards.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he deserved the money that he got. I mean, he got hurt like 2 years.
Yeah, it was injuries. He was warranted that amount of money. It was not a bad deal.
And then he just got hurt, and then they sat him on purpose to lose when he got traded to Houston. Like it is like he tore his Achilles like immediately after he signed it, didn't he?
I think so. I mean, he was an all-star 5 years in a row. So, warranted.
Pay the man.
He got a supermax. You have to have a certain amount of, actual on-court
eligible
production to be eligible to even get a supermax. So
you're absolutely right about that.
10 assists a game 3 years in a row. 20 and 10 for 4 years in a row almost.
Good passer. What were we talking about before we talked about John Wall?
2 steals a game. You said anything else on NBA free agency? I think that was it.
Did you bring up John Wall or did I?
I did.
Okay.
4th of July weekend, underrated sports weekend, only because of NBA free agency. There's literally no actual sports on that I care about. NBA free agency alone moves it up the list for me.
UFC always has one of the best cards of the year on.
Ooh, that's true.
4th of July weekend.
Little preview, and this is no exception. UFC 276. Izzy, Cannonier, not as excited. Volkanovski, Holloway is, the one that I'm going to be looking for because they've had 2 banger, incredible fights.
In my opinion, I won money because Volkanovski won, but think he should have lost. Think he lost the second fight, so should be a very, very good fight.
Yeah, hopefully. God, Volkanovski's been a sick fuck since then, though.
Yep,
he has been an absolute murderer.
Quick, rapid fire on free agency. Zach LaVine's going to sign the max to the Bulls, probably. Okay.
Again, there's no reason. Take the most money you can. Figure out where you're going to play later. That's the move.
True. Bridges, we talked about. Colin Sexton, kind of a weird one. Is he restricted? What's his deal?
I would assume he's restricted, right?
Yeah, he's still pretty. Yeah, he's young.
He hasn't been a free agent yet.
Yeah. Weird one.
I mean,
Cavs aren't going to match that, right? He's like they're kind of like cutting
Well, it
that
depends.
loose.
I don't even know what his value is really at this point. I'm not even totally sure like what he's
Surely he'll
going.
get. Surely he'll get as
Averaged,
much as Jalen Brunson.
I guess he just hasn't played. Hasn't played since 2021. Didn't play really last year. Only played 60 games in 2021. He scored 25 a game though.
Yeah, I mean the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Bad teams.
I have no idea what the market is for Colin Sexton. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that is a weird one. Portis back with the Bucks. Cool. Nurkic, no idea. Well, this is truly a putrid.
It's
class.
terrible. Not a lot of value.
Like if you need back with the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, if you need to like fill your team in with some role players, it's a lot of those guys. But
PJ Tucker signed a 3-year deal with Philly. Good role player.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Winning player. Yeah. Real shit. Mitchell Robinson moved the needle for you? What do you think?
No. Here's the other thing. There's a lot of centers. So Phoenix, you can get you can get a 75-cent version of DeAndre Ayton if you end up trading him for Kevin Durant. Like if we get Mitchell Robinson to replace that and we have Kevin Durant, I'm still feeling pretty good about it. I think I don't value center as much. I think maybe, I don't know. Like if I got to pay DeAndre Ayton the max, would I rather have Kevin Durant and a shittier center?
In that situation? Yeah, probably.
Or would I rather just have the good wing? And if I'm going to spend money on a position, centers, lower down the list, I guess. If you're not Durant or if you're not a Jokic or Embiid, maybe even Bam, it's just I don't know.
Yeah, and the things Mitchell Robinson does, are the desirable traits of center for the most part. In the
catch it, dunk it, block it. That's all you need to do.
Catch it, dunk it, block it.
Okay.
Pretty good. What else you got?
This came down today. We're recording this on June 30th. UCLA.
Oh yeah.
Confirmed to the Big Ten.
Weird out of nowhere.
2024, 2025 season, right? That school year, I guess.
This move from Texas and Oklahoma, it feels like lights are coming on and we got to find someone we're taking home. I feel like those big teams are scrambling. It's like we're building our super teams in conference form. We're going to be big rights money coming up, and all these teams are trying to get a piece.
We're going to wind up with like two conferences. It looks like at the end of the day.
Yeah,
we're going to have to reshuffle like what is Division I and what is Division II. Essentially, it seems like.
Yeah, they're doing like the Super League, but in college football. But there's just going to be two of them.
Maybe they'll end up even only being one. I don't know. Highlander, there can only be one. It fucking sucks. Like it doesn't, like, again, college sports fucking ruined. Like it's terrible. I mean, this whole time was like, you got to pay the players. Now they're paying the players. The sport's fucking dead. So maybe the old curmudgeon fucks are right. I don't know if that's a 1-to-1, causation there. Watching UCLA play fucking Illinois at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. fucking Pacific time, that's going to feel weird. There's not going to be any juice behind that. Speaking of the NBA, quadruply so. Like, rivalries are what makes college football. And if you got UCLA playing Penn State, there's just not going to be a rivalry there. There's no juice. I could not give less. I do not want them to play in the Big Ten as a Big Ten fan. There's no point. It's dead. It's over. We're done. Like, if we get these big super conferences, are people still going to give a fuck? Like the thing about college football is like the tradition, the rivalries, the regionality of it is kind of what makes it what it is. If it's all sort of a ubiquitous blob of teams, it's just shitty NFL. If it's just shitty NFL, I'm not going to watch. Like, I don't care. Like the
You're
football's
gonna
obviously going to be
watch. You're
worse.
gonna fucking watch.
I'm going to watch this year, but I will probably
You're
slowly
always
lose
gonna
interest.
watch.
I
You're
don't
always gonna
know.
watch. Like US,
I'll always watch some sort of football, but I don't know.
I think getting USC against a few of the Big Ten powers every year is interesting. I think it'll be more normal 5 years from now. I mean, like
But
who
you're never going to like.
I agree that the
I can't.
regionality
You'll
of it
never.
is
Yeah, the
important.
regionality, like the other Midwestern teams, is what makes sense. And I gotta imagine these USC UCLA guys playing at 9 a.m. their time in all these games. We're not going to get the highest quality of football there.
I don't. Yeah, the like USC and UCLA, like none of those games out west are interesting either.
No,
Like they don't have any rivals out there, so like the only thing
Well,
that
that's
intrigues me.
more. I think that's just more on the quality of how their programs have gone. Like when USC was good, they had rivalries. It's just
I mean, the
USC's
rivalry
fucking
is
sucked.
yeah, but it's Notre Dame. It's a Big Ten type school.
Well, I mean, when UCLA is good, that's a rivalry, but
When's
they
the last
haven't
time
been
they
good
were
in a long
good?
time. Last time those two teams were good at the same time has been like never in my entire life. So,
And we're still going to get that. We're still going to get USC. So I think the two important teams.
yeah.
But I do. I don't care as much about that. I'm fine with having those teams play. But there is something about the like at the end of the year when these teams get together, the like the mystery, the unknown of like the
If everyone
weird
just
what
plays
like
everybody, I don't know.
like the Oregon, like in the Northwest, like the unknown of them against Ohio State or Florida State or whoever the team across the country. I feel like that builds the intrigue. I mean,
Like the
I
whole
don't care
bowl
if they
game
play.
structure is like out the window now. It's like, well, the winner of this conference plays the winner of this conference, and that's fun because otherwise they would never play each other. And now it's just like
Right.
everyone's going to play everybody. And like I understand non-conference teams, like you schedule a lot of people and whatnot, but it's just
As usual.
but it's I don't know how to put words into it, but there's just something that feels
Do it.
right about
Work it out.
teams in the West Coast playing West Coast teams, teams in the Midwest playing Midwest teams, teams in the South playing teams from the South, Northeast, like the regions of the country, which are all very distinct and different, also having their own distinct and different college football leagues is really fun and makes it interesting and makes it
and
cool.
like a style of play.
And you can like root for both your league and your team specifically. Whereas now, I don't know. It's just
the mystery and intrigue of all right, you get your best team from the West. We're gonna get our best team from the East. We'll meet with the guys from the South and the Midwest. We're gonna get together and we're gonna figure it out. But now we're just gonna do it all year. Now it's over. Now the mystery
it'll be less fun. We're going to wind up with like 30 college football programs. Those are going to be the only teams that play. No one's going to give a fuck about any of the other teams. Those teams are going to go by the wayside. And college football is just going to completely fucking dry up instead of those 30 teams. And eventually people are going to be like, well, this is 30 teams of just worse guys than the 30 teams in the NFL. So why the fuck would I watch this?
Yeah, I think you are underestimating the potential for Illinois to get their revenge for the Rose Bowl. The ass beating that was issued to them by USC. We're coming for that ass, Lincoln Riley. We're coming for you, and we'll have our revenge.
Caleb Williams will probably have been the number one pick in the draft by then, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
So
2024,
so we're in. We're in.
You're so fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad for Illinois, right? I mean,
yeah, we could get totally fucked here. I mean, if push comes to shove and teams are getting cut, we're getting cut. We're not making that. We're not making
I don't know.
that.
No, it would be.
Depends how many teams there are.
Rutgers is out.
Well, it depends how much we're cutting, I guess. Like we're not.
Is like a traditional. I mean, they're like. I mean, not in. But
If
you
we're
got to
cutting
think.
if we're cutting Big Ten teams, how quickly are we getting cut? Rutgers before us,
Here's what you're
Maryland
not.
before us.
Here's what you're not considering. We're the best basketball school in the conference right now, so you got to
Right
consider other
now.
sports too. But like traditionally, like we're
Honestly, do you though? With all these decisions, do they ever consider other sports? Really, it's all about football.
sure it's
At
a
the
lot
end of
about
the
football,
day,
a little bit about basketball,
but at
but
the end of
yeah,
the day, it's
sure,
it's
a lot of
football.
money's shocking. Money's making all these decisions, folks. It is what
Yeah.
it is. I told you these fucking players getting all this money. I saw some guy, the quarterback for Miami, is going to make $9.5 million.
We've
Are we
gone
good
too
with
far,
that?
guys.
Are we good with that?
We've gone too far.
We got to have a cap. Are we going to salary cap this shit? They'll just cheat.
College sports are dead. NIL fucked it. It's dead.
Careful what you wish for, because you just might fucking get it, people that wanted
Yeah.
all this Wild West transfer portal, fucking pay the kids. Careful what you fucking wish for, because you've lit your sport on fire.
Yeah. It feels like something drastic has to happen, or else
It's off
college
the
football
rails.
is going to die. And if college football dies, college basketball will die. Everything else will die.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's
Bad
what we'll do.
stuff.
We're not going to get our revenge in football, but USC comes to Champaign for basketball. We'll put a 50 burger on their head
I
and
mean,
beat the shit out of
imagine being like, "Hey, I know we live in LA. We're gonna have to fly to
Bloomington,
Fort Wayne,
Indiana.
Bloomington, Indiana, like twice a year on a Wednesday night when it's 28 degrees outside."
It could be fun.
That alone would be like, I don't want to go to school there now to play. I would rather go play somewhere else.
No.
Man, like, hey, yeah, we've got where's Purdue? What's the town Purdue's in?
I almost said South Bend, but that's Notre Dame.
It's that great of a town that we're struggling to know what the fuck is it
You
called.
said it's not Fort Wayne, but it's fucking. This is tough. I'll just look it up.
Wow, it's just slipping my mind.
West Lafayette.
West Lafayette, the beautiful city of West Lafayette. We're gonna have to go there, a couple times a year. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna make literally a 7-8 hour flight, go play Rutgers.
Yeah, that's
across the entire country for a college game.
Like, I mean, at that point, we're just like, hey, you don't go to school. You're not in school anymore. We're doing 8-hour flights to the games for basketball, like as in the league. We're not in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
It's just a Wednesday league game. We're flying from LA to New Jersey. What are we fucking doing? They're flying literally across the country for like a Tuesday night game against Rutgers.
Yeah, home and home with Rutgers in season. Yeah, we got a neutral site that game. We got to meet in the middle. We can't be doing this.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
and then what's the point? What are we doing?
Exactly. What's the fucking point of it? We're doing all this travel and no one gives a fuck because
money.
People in New Jersey are like, these people from California. It's weird. I don't even know what this is.
Well, football.
Rutgers already is like not Big Ten. It's already like, I don't know. It's kind of different. At least it's like kind of a gritty blue collar type of vibe, I guess. But
yeah, they're Big Ten in spirit, but they're fucking way out there. Football? I mean, football's just gonna have the TV, right? I mean, it's gonna be just crazy TV money, and they're gonna have the entire day. They can play East Coast. They're gonna have a game from 10 a.m. They're gonna have a game till 1 a.m.
But how is it different from how it already is?
It'll be all in one conference, and you can sell that to one network, and they can the entire day is filled with Big Ten football.
Yeah.
It's not Pac-12 after dark where the one network has the entire 14, 15 hours of coverage. They can get your East Coast games all day in the morning, afternoon, in the Central Time, and play it later in UCLA, USC. It's going to be fucking crazy money. I mean, that's what it's all about. They're going to get crazy money for it.
Man, it just feels like this bubble it feels like this is going to pop and end up poorly. and people are going to spend a lot of money, and someone's going to get fucked here. But maybe not.
You mean like the
and like
NIL
maybe
stuff?
not. I don't know. All of it. Someone's getting fucked out of this. Like, this is obviously incredibly unsustainable, and someone's going to get caught holding this bag at some point, I would assume.
I mean, the schools will get their money from the networks for this TV deal. They'll be happy. People will still watch. I mean, the networks, the people are still going to watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's a longer term thing. If this is all
NIL, people, I could see someone, NIL just going complete terrible, just off the rails.
You got it. Like, some of these kids are just not going to get paid, right? Like, there's going to be some story at some point to be like, lawsuits. Hey, no, this money didn't come in. Fuck you. And then, these players are going to unionize at some point, I assume, if they haven't already. That'll be a whole fucking thing.
What a disaster. If someone's paying it, though, if they're getting paid.
The fucking thought that they just, like, open the floodgates on this and be like, we didn't put anything in place for how this is going to work. We just fucking turned the fucking faucet on.
Yeah, get paid whatever you want. I don't fucking know. Yeah, get it.
We didn't build the pool, but we just started letting the water out. We'll build the pool as the water's fucking flowing. Like,
we're going at a good pace. I think we can contain the water. We're good. I think we got it.
This concrete is not hardening up with all this water pouring on it. I don't know. This is not going. Yeah.
Need us to dry fast.
It's not drying very well with the water pouring all over it. Oh, man. I don't know. Certainly going to be interesting fodder to talk about. So we got that going for us.
Yeah, we'll shit on the NCAA.
It's future us problem. We're going to cherish our beautiful Big Ten boys for 2 more years, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think the orange and blue might bring it home, honestly. I think the conference is on notice.
Yeah.
How
sick is it going to be if USC wins the first Big Ten basketball title of the 21st century? That'll feel good.
Yeah, Brad Underwood's got something to say about that.
UCLA, Mick Cronin, Big Ten zone. Nothing says Big Ten like Los Angeles.
Yeah, real gritty, blue collar type of people. Someone said that Lincoln Riley's probably pissed that he got the rug pulled on him from. Why does he give a fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tougher to win. I guess he's got like $200 million in a free, like 2 free mansions. What the fuck does he care?
No, he does not give a fuck. He gets to live in Los Angeles in like a mansion with a golf course, and he immediately got like the best recruiting class in the country. I think
we're good.
I don't think he's like running from the competition. I don't think that's why he left Oklahoma.
No.
I think it's just an objectively better situation in every way, shape, and form. And now he has to play Ohio State, I guess. Not like I'm that worried about the Big Ten as a whole, honestly, historically. Well, other than Ohio State.
Michigan, like every 4 or 5 years. Ohio State most of the time. Penn State once every 4 or 5. Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. I mean, if USC's team today was in the Big Ten this year, they would get picked 2nd after Ohio State, probably.
I would guess, yeah.
3rd. I assume Michigan's probably going to be pretty good again, I guess. I don't really know. They lost a lot of guys in that defense, so probably not actually.
Yeah, they got the USC as the quarterback. I think they probably Ohio State's gonna be very good though. We've been going longer than I thought. Any other things?
Watch any good movies or anything? Ooh, quick thing. I didn't watch a lick of the Stanley Cup, but the trophy presentation always fucking hits. It is by far the best in any sport.
Pretty cool.
I know hockey weirdos are weird about a lot of stuff. That is one thing they're absolutely right about. And I think I pinned down the fact that it's on ice means you don't have the owners out there fucking talking. That's the weirdest thing about all those sports. The first person to interview is some crusty white guy I've never seen before. It's like, and first, the most important person, the owner of the team. Boo. Who the fuck are you, weird white guy? Let Steph Curry talk. Shut up.
Yeah, they always do present it to the owner. Yeah, fuck that shit.
They like have theatrics to it. Like they take turns.
Bunch of like sparks flying and shit.
They hold it up. One guy, each guy. Like I would love that in the NBA. You're like Steph Curry. You walk around with the trophy. There's
Captain gets to lift people.
all like kind of, hey, where are we going? What are we doing? Standing here, standing there.
Yeah, it is nice, refreshing. Got a little structure, a little something, a little tradition to it. Captain lifts it, and he hands it off to whoever he sees fit.
It's cool.
They get to skate around. Yeah, it's cool. I think there's also something cool about skating around with a giant trophy. You just kind of glide around, and
It's also a good trophy. Solid trophy.
it's such a big trophy. So cool.
Trophies should be
Really great.
bigger in general.
Yeah,
if
fuck
they're
it.
that
What are
hard
we
to
doing?
achieve,
What are we
bigger.
doing making it? Yeah. Why are we being subtle with our
Lombardi
trophies?
trophies kind of suck. We've done it this way for too long. Can't really change it.
Football. Yeah. It's true.
So it's kind of, it's kind of whatever,
It's just a football. It's just a fingerprinted up football. We could do something better. Where do you stand on the MLB, the World Series trophy?
I don't
Very
hate it.
divisive. A lot of people think it's really, really ugly. I think it's kind of cool.
Again, the tradition of it, it's been that way for
all the team
hundreds
flags
of years. Yeah, I don't hate it at all. I like it. The tradition is good. Again, if they wanted to make it a little bigger, I'd always be in.
Yeah,
blow
bigger. That thing up.
All the trophies be improved. Just make them a little bigger.
We'll end on this. I don't care anything about the actual baseball, but Freddie Freeman signed with the Dodgers this offseason, and it's coming out. Fucking Doug Gottlieb reported this for whatever.
I just saw that too.
I don't know how that happened.
It's strange.
Odd source to come from whatever. But he's saying that Freddie Freeman's agent was given a final Godfather-esque offer, a final pitch, a final contract, and that it was not relayed, it was not presented to Freddie Freeman to make the decision. He just told him no. He just didn't present his client with the last offer from the Braves. And this past series, they were in Atlanta for the first time, and he got his ring, and he was crying, and it was emotional, all that stuff. And that story comes out, and the agent gets fired like the next day. He did that, right? I mean, you don't fire the guy for...
Yeah, no, assuming someone's not giving Freddie Freeman bad info, I don't know why they would. I don't think there's any value to anyone fucking over this agent that I know of, but you never know. Probably, yeah, he probably is just like, I'd want to get more money. I'd assume the LA contract was bigger, maybe. Probably not, though.
Well, I saw that he would have made more in Atlanta due to state tax. The Georgia state tax was much less than the California state tax. So
maybe. So, I mean, the agents like, hey, we get Freddie Freeman here. You sign my other guy over here. Da-da-da-da.
Are we talking jail time? What are we talking there? That's
probably
obvious.
I don't think
malpractice.
Jail, probably definitely a lawsuit of some kind. Probably. I also saw some people saying like this happens. It's not that rare. Like this happens like a fair amount in sports sometimes. Usually ends in you being fired.
Yeah, you're fucking fired. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like it's. I don't really know what the motivation is, but it can't really be worth absolutely tanking your reputation. Like you're not going to get new clients, really.
He doesn't have to live with him. It's not like he has to live in Atlanta with him, or like, hey, I want to live in LA. Let's take that one. It doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know. Very strange.
It has to be like a I'll scratch your back type of thing with other clients and shit. Yeah. How about look at Lonnie Walker, Clutch Sports, signed to the Lakers. When's are you a serious team, or are we just fucking doing each other favors? What are you doing here?
The LA Clutch, baby. I love it.
Ugh.
Oddly enough, Lonnie Walker would have been like the third best player on that team last year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe not a bad signing.
Yeah. Could you represent some better players so we can get some fucking better players on the Lakers? Yeah.
He says the agent says they're perpetuating false narratives. So,
yeah, he would. He would say that.
Character news. I will not stand by as the circumstances surrounding Freddie Freeman's departure from Atlanta are mischaracterized. Since March, the Braves have fostered a narrative about the negotiations which stated plainly is false. Part of that false narrative is the suggestion that I did not communicate a contract offer to the Freemans. To be clear, we communicated every offer that was made, as well as every communication Excel had the Braves organization throughout the entire process. I have a 30-year reputation in this business for integrity and honesty, and I have always operated with the utmost character. At Excel, we are privileged to represent many exemplary athletes, some of whom have chosen to spend their entire careers with one franchise. We always put the players' goals and best interests first, and will always continue to do so.
Dude, I believe him. Great statement. I believe him.
That seemed like it was really from his heart. Seemed like it was really off the top of the head.
Yeah, that was not curated whatsoever.
Didn't seem like an AI wrote that for you.
I believe the guy. Yeah, it seems like a stand-up guy. I believe him. Agents. Notoriously.
Yeah, sports agents notoriously really not slimy people. Yeah. Drew Rosenhaus, probably a chill dude. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Weird, bizarre, strange goings on.
Yeah. All right, we can end it there. Unless you have anything else.
Oh, I watched a good movie. It's called The Worst Person in the World.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's not
the Sean Watson documentary's out already?
You're quick. You're good.
That's called in the business, folks. If you're still here in hour 2, you were 2 hours in. That's a callback in the business. All right.
And it's good. That's good.
That was fucking earned. All right.
Yeah.
We dug deep. We dug deep, and we earned that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, what's it about?
It's kind of about a lady in like her late 20s, like trying to figure out her life, and
okay, so like
she, it hits home if you're, over like 26. I would say it'll hit home. Very good, funny, sad, thought-provoking, well acted.
Who's in it?
Write it off because it's like not in English, so it's all actors that are, I think, Norwegian. It's not in English. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Would recommend. It's on Hulu.
Parasite. Nailed it.
I'm just
not
saying.
In English.
Don't let it stop you. I know. I wouldn't recommend every foreign language movie. This one, I think, plays.
Do you watch?
You looking for something to watch?
If you're by yourself watching a movie or a TV show, do you have subtitles on? You do, right?
Most of the time. One thing, if it's a funny show, I do not usually, because the joke.
I know what you're going to say. Everything. Why would you do it with any movie? It's just it's ahead, and also your entire focus is down on words and not like on the rest.
I mean, I would just say it's usually not. I can just do both. I can read it and see it being said. I think when it's super plot heavy and it's a lot of like, if it's like a political thing where it's like this guy's doing this and moving over here and doing this and this person's here and it's this name, I want to get all the details. If it's a very plot heavy show, I want to know everything that everyone's saying. Other than that, don't really need to. The other thing is if it's like some aggressive accents.
That's tough.
Like Peaky Blinders. Half times, like I don't know what the fuck you're saying. So yeah, for that reason,
that's a common.
Little Game of Thrones at times. I was like, I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying. So
yeah, that's fair. I'm sure you can find it. I'm sure they've been asked. I would like to ask like a director. I feel like it's not how they intended you. I think you should like be taking in the movie as they're presenting and not like
movies.
Watching,
I don't really. Pretty much only TV shows that are super plot dependent with a lot of characters. That would be the one. Or if I can't understand what you're saying. Other than that, and my preferred method is not to. But I also want to not miss anything.
Okay, we're going to end on that. Some heavy hitting closed caption talk. So, Kevin Durant, free agency, Sean Watson, Freddie Freeman, subtitles, a little bit of everything. That was episode 82. Thanks for listening. We'll be back after the holiday weekend. Hopefully something cool happens so we can talk about it for episode 83. Like the episode, subscribe, go to the YouTube, watch us talk about it. It's even better. It's even better in color. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.